And what's up, everybody? I am Glenn from Beauty Angels Academy. And in the other screen, I've got Manuela Velez. Manuela, say hello to everybody.
Hi there.
Listen, guys, would you like to know how our special guest today, Manuela, went from a bartender with no clear direction for where she wanted to go with her career to a very successful microblading artist making over six figures? Well, you tuned into the right webinar because you're going to learn all about it and how she got there today. Here we go. Are you curious if a career in microblading might change your life? Well, let me welcome you to 6 Digit Club Success Stories, where we feature interviews with our microblading students who are creating fulfilling careers and financial freedom they never had before. You'll learn how they started, how they achieved their success, and how you can follow in their footsteps. Join us and let's find out if a career in microblading is for you. So what's up, everybody? I'm Glenn from Beauty Angels Academy, and I've got with me Manuela Velez. She's an amazing microblading artist, and today we're going to get into her story. We're going to tell you how she went from zero to incredible success with microblading. Manuela, say what's up to everybody.
Hi, how are you?
All right, so you're going to get a chance, guys, to hear all about Manuela. She's going to tell you everything that you want to know. How did she make it? How did she achieve so much success? How did she get her first couple of customers and all those details? I'm going to ask her all the questions that you want to know. If you happen to have any questions while we're going through this, feel free to put them in the chat if you're actually registered and logged into the webinar. If you're watching this on social media, feel free to add a comment with any questions or, frankly, anything that you found that comes out of this webinar that is really profound and powerful, might have helped you in some way. And I'd highly recommend you to follow Manuela on her social media on Instagram at Miami Brow Bar, which we're going to visit in just a few moments here. But just quickly, my promise to all of you who are watching, all right, if you hang with us for the next 30 to 40 minutes while we do this webinar, you're going to learn exactly how Manuela went from zero to the success that she achieved. I'll make sure that you learn how she did that and also how you could follow in her footsteps if you'd like to do that. All right. Couple of quick things. We're also going to, I don't know if you see behind me, we've got our Beauty Angels kits. If you guys would like to see those kits, we'll show you what's in those kits. And we're also going to show you a little bit of the Beauty Angels course material. Would you guys like to see the Beauty Angels course material? If you would, go ahead and press yes. Oh, hell yes. Definitely, you guys got to show me it in the chat. All right. And so we'll show you a little bit of that. A couple of quick things that I wanted to make sure I don't forget. A special gift. For those of you who hang with us until the end of this webinar, we've got a special gift for you, all right? We created a program. We have lots of business building programs. One of those programs is called the Microblading Career Test Drive, where we sell it for $200. We sell lots of business building programs every single month. We're going to give it to you for free. This program will give you sort of insight into the life of someone like Manuela, the career of a successful microblading artist. You'll see what it's like when the customer comes in, the initial consultation, prepping for the treatment, doing the actual treatment, all the different aspects of it. We're going to give that to you for free. All you have to do is hang with us until the end, and we'll email you tomorrow. If you are interested in taking action, I want to encourage you to follow up with the person who invited you to join this webinar, or you can also visit beautyangelsacademy.com, where you could find all of our academies and trainers around the world, and we'll be happy to schedule a call with you and answer any questions that you might have. Now, are we ready to get going? Manuela, you've been waiting a long time while I do this long introduction. I know, it takes so long. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
So let's get started right away. But hey, by the way, before we get started, I have a little gift for you.
Let me see that.
Guys, we have a new member of the 6 Digit Club. Okay. So this is Manuela's. This is Manuela's certificate for her qualification to 6 Digit Club, this is basically for the achievement of annual earnings in excess of $100,000 from microblading and permanent makeup services. This award is a reflection of dedication, hard work, and perseverance, and bestows great honor on its recipient. Yes, Manuela did it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, but you know what? One gift isn't enough. I need to give you another one.
I feel so special.
Look what else I have. Look at this. This is so cool. All right. So Manuela has joined us with Beauty Angels, and we're super excited about it. And she has now become a Beauty Angels Master Assistant. Look at this.
Thanks. I'm so happy and so honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is so cool. This is going to look beautiful on your wall.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right.
Can't wait to hang it.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's get into Manuela's story. So Manuela, just very quickly, for those people who don't know what microblading is, if you don't mind, if we can just sort of jump right in here, I'm going to share my screen. I'd like to show your your Instagram. So for those of you who don't follow Manuela, you can find her at Miami Brow Bar on Instagram. I highly recommend you follow her. She's a very professional person. She's doing amazing things, and there's a lot to learn from her. So you can check her out here. And Manuela, just for those people who are watching very quickly, who don't know what microblading is versus powder brows and combination brows and those sorts of things, because I know you do somewhere between, 20 to 25 treatments per month?
Yes, correct.
In fact, would you just summarize that real quick? What type of treatments are they? How much do you charge, and where are you at?
Okay, so I do the 3 techniques: powder brows with a machine, microblading, and microblading with shading. Microblading and powder brows is $350 and doesn't include the touch-up. So that picture that you're showing right now, that's a microblading procedure. On the first pass is the first picture, and that's the end result.
Looks amazing. And just very quickly describe what this is exactly so we can compare it to powder brows.
So microblading, we use a manual tool. We put a little blade on the tool and we create little cuts on the skin that simulate the hair growth. As you can see, it's kind of hard to distinguish what's hair and what's microblading.
Okay, so for those of you who are looking at this and you don't have a lot of experience with microblading, let me tell you just right off the bat, this is amazing work, okay? And what's so amazing about it, one of the ways that you can, not even with a really qualified eye or a trained eye, but just anyone looking at microblading, one way to determine if it's really good is if you can't tell which is real hair and which is tattooed strokes. Here, it's really hard to tell. And that's why this is really high quality work. Just it's done beautifully. So let's show them what powder brows looks like. And if you want to describe that and how much you charge for that.
This is powder brows. This is another technique that is really good to learn because everybody wants microblading, but unfortunately not everybody can get microblading. So this is done with a machine in a needle, a tiny little needle, the same needles that they use for acupuncture. And you create tiny little dots on the skin with pigment. So it's not the old way. There's a misconception that they think is the old-fashioned tattoo that people used to get back in the day. This is very superficial. It lasts about the same as microblading. It's a little bit more suitable for people with oily skin or sensitive skin. And it looks fantastic. This will lighten about 30% and it will give you a very natural result at the end.
Beautiful. And then what is this?
This is the combination of the machine shading with the microblading. So sometimes the client has a lot of hair or is very thick, or they just want to have a bolder, more defined look. So we can do the combination of microblading with the machine shading.
Yes. Amazing. So you do about 20 to 25 of these procedures every month?
Yes.
And do you do more shading or more microblading, or what you do?
I will say I do more microblading because everybody wants microblading, but it will be maybe like 70% microblading, 30% shading.
Yes. So do you mind if I ask you a couple quick rapid fire questions? Because I'm sure a lot of people who are following you. Yeah. A lot of people who are following you, they kind of want to know just real quick, just what would you say is the low end for microblading in your area and what's the high end?
Low end is 200. It can get as low as 200 and the high end is 800.
Wow. That's a big difference. So you're like kind of in the middle, actually a little bit below the middle as far as the price you charge, correct?
Correct. I'm in the lower end.
And why do you remain in the lower end and don't raise your prices?
I'm really in love with the craft. I really love it. And I'm really in love with the power that I have to changing people's lives, confidence, building confidence. So I actually want this to be accessible to a lot of people, because I want to be able to provide that for as many people as I can. And I know 800, it will be a little hard for some people to afford.
How many hours a week do you work doing treatments?
I work 60 hours a week.
Whoa.
Yes,
now you do. Now, wait. Let me interrupt for 1 second, because some people are going to be like, oh my God, that's crazy. But you're very ambitious and you're interested in growing and expanding all the time. And so would you elaborate on that 60 hours a week a little bit?
Yes. So I open every day around 9 a.m. and I stay till late nights, so I can give people the opportunity to come after work. So sometimes I stay here until 9 p.m. I'm currently training 2 of the girls that are working on stuff. So if I'm not working on my microblading procedures, I'm with them training. If I'm not training actually on microblading, I'm working on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm not at the office, I'm still working on my phone, trying to catch up on emails, social media, text messages. My phone is nonstop. So I will say at least 6 hours to 10 are just my phone, creating content for social media, making sure that everything is running smooth. So I'm very tired, but I'm sure it will pay off.
Uh-huh. How many new treatments do you do versus how many touch-ups?
I do 20 to 25 new treatments, and I do about 30 touch-ups. I schedule my touch-ups. So
Wait a minute. Did you just say 30 on top of the 20 to 25?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I have the same people that I did the month before coming the following month for the 4-week touch-up.
Mm-hmm.
So I have most of those people coming again, and then I have some of my old clients coming again. And every now and then I do a touch-up from another artist.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to recover your investment from the initial course?
It took me no time. At first, of course, I wasn't as busy. I was doing a lot of specials. I was doing a lot of models, people for free. But I would say it took me 2 months.
2 months. Okay. So what were you doing exactly? If you don't mind, because now we know kind of where you're at today, let's go back in time to when you started. And just before you started, what were you doing exactly? And how did you discover this? And what motivated you to get certified in microblading?
So I wasn't doing anything that I was passionate about. I was working as a bartender in Miami Beach. I was working events. I really didn't have a career or anything that I was passionate about. I honestly don't have a story of how I got in microblading. One day I just woke up, I Googled microblading classes. I started seeing people's work and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. I always liked beauty, but I never had much experience.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is kind of like what I like to do. I like to talk to girls. I like to make people feel good. So I took a class. The first 6 months of my career were not very easy because the quality of the class that I took, it wasn't good. Mm-hmm. So I learned microblading, but very not into that. I didn't really have a structure. So I was very nervous every time that I had a procedure. I had no structure, no direction.
You felt insecure doing the procedure.
I felt very insecure because I didn't know much. Mm-hmm. The class it didn't prepare me for my career. Mm-hmm. So the first 6 months, I wasn't charging much. I was doing a lot of people for free, specials. And then I took Claire's class. Mm-hmm. And I became obsessed. I couldn't stop doing microblading on my latex. I finished the course in a month and a half. And then I felt so much better. I felt like he gave me direction. I was very confident. I knew what I was doing. Mm-hmm. my clients could tell in my demeanor that I wasn't scared to do their microblading. I was confident. I knew I was going to deliver something good.
Now, when you took the live course, right, with Claire?
No, I took the online class.
You did the online class. Why did you decide to do the online class?
Because since I was already starting to run my business, I thought there was two reasons. Why? I thought the online class was going to fit my schedule a little better. And also the price was a little better as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was a matter of convenience plus financially, it was more attainable.
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that point, when you took Claire's class, were you making money were you a full-time microblading artist?
I wanted to be, and I was definitely at my office all the time, and that was my focus, but the clients weren't coming in.
Were you still bartending?
I was bartending on the weekends.
Just to make enough money to make sure that you're secure.
I needed to make money to pay the rent of the little suite that I have gotten.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. Where did you start? And at what point did you start? Like, when did you rent your own place?
I did a few models, maybe 2 months, 3 months doing models. And then
where?
I was doing it out of someone else's studio.
Okay.
Pay her a little fee to do my models. That was coming out of my pocket because I wasn't charging these people. And then when I felt that maybe I could go of my own, then I took a tiny little suite. It was just good for me.
Gotcha.
I barely move around, but
it was big enough to accept a client. But it was big enough to accept a client and to actually do the procedure. And it was very inexpensive for you to get started, right?
Yes, but I grew it really quick.
Yeah. So I just want to emphasize that for those of you who are watching. Some of you think like, oh my God, how am I going to get started in this? I'm like in, I don't know, banking or in real estate, or I'm a receptionist, or a termite inspector. I don't know what you do. You could be any number of things. Most of our 6-digit club members, like Manuela here, come from outside the beauty industry. They had no experience. So like Manuela, she had to just get her foot in the door somehow. And so what you did is you figured out a way to find a location and establish a place where you could get your models going. And then what did you do from there?
And then I took that little suite, and I knew that I wasn't going to give it up. So I had to maybe stop spending money on unnecessary things every month. And that was the money for my rent. Mm-hmm. I knew that this wasn't going to be something that I was just going to do for a little time. This was going to be my career. So I was going to make it happen.
That's important. You were really committed. One way or the other, you're going to make this happen. How much was that suite that you rented? How much did it cost?
Well, rent in Miami is very expensive. So it was $1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000 for my little suite.
What length of time?
Per month.
Oh, per month. Okay.
But this place was like this. It was tiny, tiny, tiny.
Was it a salon suite?
No, it was a suite in an office building.
Oh, in an office building. Did you have a long-term lease?
I did, and I broke it.
When you say you broke it, you mean when you expanded, you broke it to get out?
Yeah, I broke my lease. I lost my security deposit. I couldn't fit my clients.
Wow.
So I broke the lease. There was a big storefront right next to the office building in the same street, but it was a big storefront. And as soon as I saw that it came available, I broke the lease and I took the storefront.
That's amazing. Okay, now hold on a second. How did you get enough customers to fill that little suite? How did you get them?
It was 90% social media, making sure that I was consistent, posting pictures, engaging with my audience, and word of mouth.
All right. So let me just interrupt for a second. So when you say social media, like you did Yelp, you did Instagram, you did Facebook as well?
I'm not that active on Facebook. I should be more active, but I focus more on Instagram.
Okay. Instagram and Yelp, you did a significant amount, right?
Yes.
Okay. So just to take a quick look for everybody to see, like, here's your Yelp page. So Miami Brow Bar, it's a very professional look. You've got photos and images of your work. You've got the whole entire profile completed. You've got reviews. I mean, it's just a complete profile, so it looks very professional. So one thing, Manuela, that I'm always telling our students is that, like, if you're going to try to, you really want to expand, you want to present yourself professionally. And I could see that you did that. You present yourself professionally the way you literally present your physical self. So in every respect, I would imagine that you presented yourself very professionally as you were growing, right?
Yes. This is my baby. This is a reflection of me. So it's very important for me to show up every day to my clients, looking good, dressed nice. I feel like my work, I need to reflect my work, and my work needs to reflect me.
Yes. So let me ask you this. If you were to tell me, like, what did you struggle with? What would that be?
There's two things. Sometimes when you feel really tired, when you're working long hours and you feel really tired, you really feel like you need to stop, work less days, less hours. So that has been a struggle for me. So I'm always battling between, I'm very tired, I need some days off, and I want to make it. I want to grow this.
Yeah.
So that's a struggle. And also, at first, as I told you, not feeling confident in my craft before I took Claire's class. That was my biggest struggle. I cried. I thought I couldn't do this anymore. But I feel like with the right education, practicing day and night, all that will go away. All those struggles will go away.
That's a really important point. I want to show everybody just real quick, because this is a perfect segue, because one of the things that we want to communicate to everybody is that becoming a successful microblading artist is a learnable skill. It's a learnable skill. And you don't have to necessarily be someone, actually, let me just shut this off just to make this one point. Some people may approach this, and I don't know if you felt like this, but I think some people come to this and they think like, oh my God, I look at Manuela's work and it's so amazing. She's just like, I can't even imagine doing that kind of level of art, and I'm not an artist. And I want to communicate to those of you who are watching that to be a successful microblading artist and to actually do brows the way that you just saw, you don't have to be the type of an artist who can look at a blank page and just literally pull magic from the heavens and make something magically appear on a blank piece of paper out of your mind. You see what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. It's about following a proven methodology and practicing step by step, like building blocks. So just like when, if you have young children, like I have young children, your children, they learn to read, and they learn to ride a bike, and they learn to do these things step by step by step with bite-sized pieces. So if you can learn to take a tool in your hand and make one stroke, right? Just one type of a stroke, that's your first step. Just making the strokes. The next step is, it builds from there, and there's a sequence to it. So let me show you just very briefly so you can see how you actually learn microblading with Beauty Angels. All right. So this is our basic course. I told you guys we're going to share with you the actual content, some of the course material. Here you go. This is what it looks like. So it's 20 levels, and it includes both the microblading course as well as shading. So just like you saw Manuela does powder brows, there's two different ways that you can do shading. You can do it manual shading, and you can do with a machine. I'm surprised Manuela doesn't do manual shading because her name is Manuela, right? That would make sense to do manual shading. In fact, you should have named your company like Manuela's Manual. Never mind. But anyway, so just to give you a little peek, guys. All right. So when you look in here, you'll see that we've got animated videos that show you, just like we break down the actual brow into the basic strokes, the connection strokes, the lower strokes, the upper strokes, how to even make the shape, how to make the numbered dots, what you're going to need. We show it to you on human skin. We show it to you in an animation. We show it to you in every possible way. What's the method of doing it right? We have even a mistakes video. So you can actually see, like, here's at the end of the particular level. This is one of 20 levels. We show you, here's your exercise, and you follow the exercise, and you simply perform one manageable exercise. You don't have to learn how to do microblading in one shot. You're just learning a building block. That's all. And practice that building block until you get it. And you have a master trainer who you submit your work to, who gives you feedback until you master that one exercise. Once you master it, you move on to the next level. And the whole progression happens like that until you get to the end of the 20 levels. You work on a live model and you're good to go. So this is how you actually learn microblading. You see this video here? Manuela, this is really cool. We made this video. Claire wanted to make sure that we have mistakes videos in there that show you, like, don't do this. This is what a lot of people do and they screw it up. Don't do this. So we even have videos that demonstrate how not to do it, how to work with the left brow, the right brow. I mean, it's so incredibly comprehensive. It's amazing. All right. But let's just jump out of here for a second because I want to also show you, because Manuela, algunos de tus amigas son latinas, ¿no? Entonces también tenemos el curso en español, completamente en español. Los videos, el manual, la enseñanza, ¿cómo digo?
Sí, enseñanza.
La enseñanza, sí. Y también tenemos lo siento, aquí está en español. Entonces, todo fue grabado y creado en español. ¿Ok?
Español está muy bien.
Gracias. Tengo 2 latinitos en mi casa, porque mi esposa es de Ecuador. Pero pueden ver que aquí tenemos la misma material, pero todas las instrucciones, todo en español. Okay? But over here, you can see also we have a manual, and you get access to this manual. It's a 57-page manual. It's amazing. And you get okay. So you guys can see, you get some amazing stuff here. But Manuela, can I show them just super quick? Check this out over here. For those of you who are wondering, like Manuela just mentioned, like she was afraid, she wasn't feeling very secure with doing the work until she came to Claire's class. And Claire's class is a very structured process, and she did the online course. So Manuela did the actual, the online version without the live work on a model, because she was already doing a lot of it and so on. But she got a kit, and here you can see the Beauty Angels kit. Now this is the Angel kit. And this is not what comes with the basic course. This comes with the advanced course. But you can see we've got Angel Care Gel. We've got 3 different types. I don't know if you can see this here. Let me show you. 3 different types of disposable tools. You've got pigments over here. You've got these Angel Care wipes that smell amazing. You'll love those. But anyway, everything that you need to begin your career, okay? And then if you're taking the basic course, we've got the premium kit over here. This premium kit is absolutely amazing. You first have to open your wings, okay? And once you open your wings, you'll see in this kit, you've got an incredible amount of products, from the disposable tools on the bottom to the full 8 pigments, all the products that you need to measure the brows, the multi-tool, what we use now, for those of you who are new to what we do here, we use these ruler stickers, which go on the forehead to help perfect and ensure that you're making the brows perfectly symmetrical. So lots of cool stuff, from the kit to the online course. We have business building programs, lots of stuff to help you to follow in Manuela's footsteps. But Manuela, would you just share, just real quick, is shading important today?
I'm sorry? What's the question?
Is shading important today, to know shading?
I think if you want to be a good artist, you have to know shading.
Why is that?
Some clients have very thick hair. There's no way you're going to build all the density with just microblading. Some people absolutely need the shading. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be a good artist, you need to have as many tools under your belt as you can to make sure that you can fit every single one of your clients.
Do you run into a lot of clients today who've had some form of permanent makeup already?
So I'm glad you mentioned this because I do run into a lot. And back in the day, before I only knew how to do microblading, I had to turn these clients away. So it was money walking out my door. I couldn't do anything. Right now, I have 3 options for them that as long as it's not as long as the skin is not very compromised, or maybe they created a scar or it's a really, really, really dark tattoo, most of the times I can do something to improve the shape and color. So most of the times I combine microblading with shading or powder.
Yes. So I couldn't agree with you more, especially now. Like there's just so many, like the business, I should say the industry that we're in today, the microblading industry is so different than a couple of years ago. How long have you been doing this now?
It's going to be 2 years.
2 years. So even 2 years ago, I mean, the market with microblading was very different, right? And so today, a lot of people have had some form of permanent makeup, and you need to have more tools. So that's why it's very important. And that's why we decided to offer the course, the Beauty Angels course, as the microblade and shade course, and to throw it in there because it's an important tool you need to have. I want to show you guys just one last thing before we jump off here that's really cool. Check this out. So Manuela has now become a member of our 6-Digit Club. And hold on, my thing is a little frozen here. There we go. So this is the 6-Digit Club on our website. Pretty neat. And the 6-Digit Club, you may think Manuela is the one student of our academy who became successful, but you would be wrong, because there's actually many students that we've had who've come through and become amazingly successful artists like Manuela, who've built incredibly successful businesses for themselves and have achieved this elite status of 6 figures of income. And here on this page, you can find a whole bunch of them. Amanda, and by the way, Amanda, I don't know if you know this, Manuela, Amanda Busick was making $11 an hour before she was just stuck. I don't know, maybe you can relate to this. Tanny Dieppe was in the fashion industry, had nothing to do with, providing services and procedures. Paula McPherson here was a chemist. She was a chemist. Manuela, I mean, think about a chemist like pouring stuff into bottles, like glass tubes and stuff like that. Like that's the last person you would, like, if I were to tell you, yeah, we've got lots of people who are successful from, you might think makeup artist, okay, hairstyle, a chemist. But it's amazing. Some people are from all different backgrounds. Lauren Lake Petrich was, she was in a very desperate situation, living in her parents' basement with her husband, had just quit his dream of getting a master's degree and becoming a teacher. And they were really struggling with 2 little babies at home. She literally she had like $2,800. You can listen on her success story webinar, but she took her last $2,800. She took $1,800 of it and bought the course. And it turned into this amazingly successful business with like 16 artists or something like that in her place. I forgot what it was, but this just goes on. And I could show you, we have a lot of other amazing artists, people who are experiencing success, just like Manuela. And I want to encourage you to check us out. Manuela, before we go, would you show them just a super quick little sneak peek at your place? Do we have enough time?
Of course.
All right. Let's see it.
Let's see what these girls are up to. Let me see how I can turn this camera. Oh, how can I? Okay, got it. So this is my office.
Can you flip it the other way so it's
this?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
This is my office. This is where I do most of my procedures. This is my office. This is the facial room. This is where I was sitting, so it's a little bit messy because I had it set up for me sitting.
Mm-hmm.
This is my waiting area.
Beautiful. Wow, that's so nice. I love that sign. I woke up like this.
This is what all my clients said. I can't believe I'm going to wake up like this.
Right. That's so cool.
This is another station. Back here we have bathroom and break room. This is my lovely assistant, my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, how are you?
And this is the front of my office. This is it.
Wow, that's so cool.
We're right here in Coral Gables.
Manuela, you did it.
Yes, I'm so happy and thankful and honored.
And you with this business, you were able to bring your mom from Colombia, right?
Yeah, so that has been, I will say, my biggest achievement out of everything else. I hadn't had my mom around me in 9 years.
Wow.
So I had to spend every holiday by myself, and thanks to this career, I was able to bring my mom from Colombia. Now she's one of my employees.
Wow.
So out of everything, I would say that's the one thing that I'm the most grateful for, that I get to have my family around and I'm able to be with her every day.
Wow, that's so cool. Did you say you also brought your sister?
No, my sister, she's learning how to do microblading, but
I'm sorry, I missed that.
But
Yeah.
that's in the future. That's in the future. She's working really hard to get some experience so then she can move here and we can all be together.
Wow, that's so awesome. Congratulations to you, Manuela. You're amazing. You took yourself from literally nothing and you put all these pieces together and you made this thing happen for yourself. And it's a lot. I'm sure there was many, many days where you probably felt like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Believe me, I've been there myself. I know what that experience feels like. And I'm proud of you. That's really amazing what you've done. You deserve a lot of credit.
Thanks a lot. I'm very thankful and very thankful to Claire too, because I owe a lot of this success to her.
Yeah, well, you still got a long way to go because there's levels and levels and levels to this. And so now I understand you're even teaching and you've now become a master assistant and you have your own students that you're teaching.
Yes. So I want to create this change of life that I was able to experience to so many other people too, that have no direction in life. They're not passionate about anything. They don't have a good income. I want to be able to change people's lives as well.
You're doing it. And you're leading by example. So great job, Manuela. You're amazing. I'm so glad you've decided to join us. And this is just, I think it's a blessing that you're here with us. I'm really excited about it. And so for those of you who are watching and you were inspired, please give Manuela a follow at Instagram at Miami Brow Bar. You're going to want to follow her. She's doing amazing things, and there's a lot to learn from this amazing young lady. So also for those of you who would like to take action after you learned of what we're talking about today, I would encourage you to follow up with the person who invited you to watch this webinar. And also, if you were not necessarily invited by somebody, but you clicked on a link somewhere, then feel free to visit beautyangelsacademy.com. And we'll be available to you. We'll be happy to communicate with you and schedule an appointment to answer all your questions and see if we can help you to determine if a career in microblading is for you. And I did not forget, for those of you who hung with us all the way until the end, we do have a special gift for you. You'll be getting an email tomorrow. We won't forget. Manuela, thank you so much. You're amazing. You're really amazing.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one. And Manuela, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.